The flames cast orange shadows across my face. I can see them dancing in the side mirror of my rental car, flickering, hungry, consuming the pages one by one. The smell of burning paper fills the parking garage, acrid and sharp, mixing with the cold Atlanta night air. My hands are shaking, not from fear, from conviction, from the absolute certainty that what I'm doing is right. My name is Khalid al-Rashid. I'm 32 years old, and I'm burning Bibles. 3 of them, to be exact, thrown into a metal trash can in the corner of Hartsfield-Jackson Airport's employee parking garage. The pages curl and blacken, words disappearing into ash and smoke. My co-pilot, Ahmed, stands beside me, his arms crossed, his face hard with approval. "Good," he mutters in Arabic. "This corruption has no place in our aircraft." I nod, but I don't speak, because there's something twisting in my chest, something I don't want to name. I'm a captain for Saudi Airlines, been flying international routes for 8 years, London, Paris, New York, Dubai. I've seen the world from 35,000 feet, and everywhere I look, I see the same thing. Moral decay, Western corruption, the poison of Christianity spreading like a disease. And I've made it my mission, my duty, to fight it. My father is Imam Hassan al-Rashid, one of the most respected religious leaders in Jeddah. I grew up in the shadow of the mosque, memorizing Quran before I could read, learning that Islam is the only truth and everything else is lies wrapped in false love, especially Christianity. They worship a man, my father would say, his voice echoing in our family majlis. They commit shirk, the unforgivable sin. They are mushrikeen, polytheists, worse than atheists, because they know better and still choose corruption. I believed him. I still believe him, don't I? The Bibles in the trash can were left in the cockpit crew rest area by Christian flight attendants, American women who smile too much, who talk about grace and love like those words mean something. I found the Bibles yesterday during our layover, 3 of them, stacked neatly on the shelf like some kind of evangelism trap. My blood boiled. This is a Saudi aircraft. We don't allow this. We can't allow this. So tonight, after our crew checked into the hotel, I came back. Ahmed came with me. He's younger, more zealous, the kind of Muslim my father proves. And we're doing what needs to be done, purging the corruption. The last Bible is almost gone now, just a few pages left, the flames reaching higher, hotter. I should feel satisfied, victorious. Instead, I feel hollow. Like I'm burning something I don't fully understand, like I'm afraid of it, and that makes me angrier. "Let's go," I say to Ahmed, my voice rougher than I intend. "It's done." We turn to leave, and that's when the wind picks up. A gust from nowhere, sweeping through the parking garage, scattering ash and smoke, and one page, a single page, tears free from the dying flames and skitters across the concrete. It lands at my feet. I stare at it, partially burned around the edges, but the center is intact, readable. I bend down before I can stop myself, picking it up, my fingers smudging the soot. The words are in English, but I read English fluently, comes with the job. And what I read makes my heart stop. Meanwhile, Saul was still breathing out murderous threats against the Lord's disciples. As he neared Damascus on his journey, suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him. He fell to the ground and heard a voice say to him, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" I read it 3 times. Saul, persecuting Christians, believing he was defending God. The parallel hits too close. "Khalid, come on," Ahmed calls from the car. "Let's get out of here before security sees the smoke." I crumple the page in my fist and shove it in my jacket. "Yeah," I say, "let's go." But as we drive back to the hotel, I can't stop thinking about it. "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" Who said that? And why does it feel like it was meant for me? If this story is gripping you the way that page gripped me, if you need to know what happened next, if you've ever felt conviction and confusion colliding, please share this testimony, subscribe to this channel, comment below. Someone watching right now is burning something they don't understand, and they need to know what Jesus did next. I don't sleep that night. I lie in my hotel bed, staring at the ceiling, the page from the Bible sitting on the nightstand like an accusation. I should throw it away. I should burn it like I burned the rest. Instead, I pick up my phone. 3:47 a.m. The city outside is quiet. Atlanta sprawled below, lights twinkling like fallen stars. And I'm Googling Bible verses. My hands are shaking again, but this time it's different, not conviction, something closer to fear. I type Saul, Damascus Road story. The results flood my screen. Acts chapter 9, the conversion of Saul to Paul, a man who persecuted Christians, who hunted them down, who believed he was serving God by destroying them. Until Jesus appeared to him, blinded him, changed him. I read the whole chapter, then I read it again, and something in my chest cracks open. Because 3 weeks ago, I did something I've been trying not to think about. I reported my sister, Amira, 24 years old, smart, beautiful, studying at university in Dubai. I went to visit her, and I found her watching something on her laptop, quickly closing the window when I walked in, but not quickly enough. Christian YouTube videos, testimonies from ex-Muslims. I saw the titles, the thumbnails. "Amira, what is this?" I demanded, my voice cold with shock. She went pale, started crying. "Khalid, please, I was just curious." Curious? I grabbed her laptop, scrolled through her history, dozens of videos, a Bible app downloaded, secret browsing, my baby sister, corrupted. I did what I was supposed to do, what any good Muslim son would do. I called our father. Within 2 days, Amira was pulled from university and sent back to Jeddah for her protection, my father said, before this poison spreads further. I saw her before she left Dubai. She looked at me with such betrayal, such hurt. "I thought you loved me," she whispered. "I do love you," I said. "This is love, protecting you from hell." But her eyes said something different. Her eyes said I'd chosen religion over her. And maybe I had. I pushed the memory down, told myself I did the right thing, told myself her tears were temporary, that she'd thank me one day when she understood. But now, sitting in this Atlanta hotel room, reading about Saul, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm the one who's blind? I scroll further, find testimonies from ex-Muslims, hundreds of them, thousands. People from Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Iran, Egypt, Indonesia, all describing the same journey, the same emptiness in Islam, the same encounter with Jesus, the same dream. I keep seeing it mentioned. I dreamed of a man in white. My breath catches. I close the browser, delete my history. My heart is pounding. This is dangerous, forbidden, if anyone saw what I was searching. My phone rings. I nearly drop it. The screen shows Baba, my father. At 4 a.m. Atlanta time, which means it's noon in Jeddah, I answer, my voice carefully neutral, "Assalamu alaikum, Baba." "Wa alaikum salam." His voice is stern. "Khalid, I need you to come home immediately after your next flight. We have a situation with Amira." My stomach tightens. What situation? She's asking questions, dangerous questions. We've enrolled her in a special program, an Islamic Reformation Center. They'll correct her thinking, remind her of the truth. But she's being resistant. Resistant. That's code for she won't break. What kind of program? I ask, though I already know. Intensive Quranic study, counseling, isolation from outside influences until she's spiritually strong again.
He pauses. "This is your fault, Khalid. You should have caught this sooner. You're her older brother. You're supposed to protect her." The words land like blows. "I know, Baba. I'm sorry." "Sorry isn't enough. Come home. Help us bring her back to Islam before it's too late." He hangs up. I sit there, phone in hand, the Bible page still on the nightstand. And I think about Amira, locked away, being reformed because of me. "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" I don't sleep the rest of the night. The flight back to Jeddah is 17 hours. 17 hours to think, to remember, to question everything I've believed my entire life. I'm in the cockpit, my first officer handling most of the controls, while I sit in the captain's seat, staring at clouds that look like cotton stretched across infinity. My phone is in my bag. The Bible app I downloaded this morning is hidden in a folder labeled Weather Updates. I've been reading it in secret, between flights, in bathroom stalls, in my hotel room with the door locked and the curtains drawn. The Gospel of John. I started there because someone's testimony mentioned it, an ex-Muslim from Pakistan, who said, John 3:16 destroyed everything I thought I knew about God. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. God so loved the world. Not God so judged the world, not God so demanded perfection from the world. Loved. In Islam, we don't talk about Allah's love like that. We talk about his mercy, yes, his compassion for those who obey. But love? Unconditional, sacrificial love? That's foreign, and it's shaking me to my core. I land in Jeddah at midnight. The city is dark except for the lights of the airport and the glow of the mosque in the distance. Home. Except it doesn't feel like home anymore. It feels like a cage I'm returning to voluntarily. My father is waiting in the arrivals hall, tall, bearded, wearing his white thobe and red checkered hutra, commanding respect just by standing there. Khalid, he embraces me formally. Come, we need to talk about your sister. We drive to the family compound in silence. When we arrive, my mother is there, her eyes red from crying, but her face carefully composed. My younger brother Faisal, my uncle, and the family imam, Sheikh Abdullah, a man who's known me since birth. We gather in the majlis, the traditional sitting room. I'm offered tea, dates, the rituals of hospitality, but the air is heavy with judgment. Amira has become difficult, my father begins without preamble. She refuses to cooperate with the program. She insists she's not confused, that she's made a choice. She claims, he can't barely say it. She claims she believes Isa, Jesus, is more than a prophet. The room goes silent. Sheikh Abdullah leans forward. This is apostasy, Khalid. Ridda. You understand the severity. I nod, my throat tight. She's in a secure facility now. No internet, no outside contact. Just Quran, prayer, and counseling. She'll come around. She must. And if she doesn't? I hear myself ask. My father's face hardens. Then we've lost her. She'll be dead to this family. My mother stifles a sob. I think about Amira, 24 years old, the girl who used to follow me around as a child, asking a million questions, laughing at my bad jokes. Locked in a room, being psychologically broken, being forced to recant something she believes is true. All because of me. Can I see her? I ask. My father shakes his head. Not yet, until she shows progress. Your presence might confuse her. Confuse her. Like my presence confused me when I read that Bible page. That night, I lie in my childhood bedroom. The walls are covered in framed Quranic verses. Beautiful calligraphy declaring the oneness of Allah, the finality of Muhammad's prophethood, the promise of paradise for the faithful. I've prayed in this room thousands of times, but tonight, I can't. Because every time I try to recite the words, I think about Jesus. about the way he loved people who didn't deserve it, about how he died for his enemies, about how he claimed to be the way, the truth, and the life. And I think about Amira, crying in some cell, being told she's wrong for believing what I'm starting to suspect might be true. I pull out my phone, open the Bible app, and pray not to Allah, but to whoever might be listening. If you're real, if any of this is real, show me, because I'm lost. I'm so lost, and I don't know what's true anymore.
I fall asleep with the phone in my hand, and then the dream begins. I'm standing in the parking garage again, the same one in Atlanta, the same trash can with the burning Bibles. But this time, the flames are massive, towering, a wall of fire between me and someone on the other side. I can feel the heat on my face, smell the smoke, hear the crackling of pages being consumed, and I'm terrified. Khalid! A voice, gentle, calling my name through the flames. I squint through the smoke, and I see him, a man dressed in white so brilliant it seems to glow against the fire, walking toward me, through the flames, not around them, through them. The fire doesn't touch him. He walks like it's not even there, like flames are nothing but air, his face calm, his eyes fixed on me with an intensity that steals my breath. Khalid, he says again, and his voice is like water after days in the desert, clear, cool, real. He stops at the edge of the fire, just on the other side, and he extends his hand. I see the scar on his wrist, a nail mark, old but visible. Who are you? I ask, though somewhere deep inside I already know. I am the one you're burning, he says softly, and I didn't come to destroy you, Khalid. I came to save you. Jesus. It's Jesus, the man Christians worship, the prophet we've reduced to a footnote, the one my father taught me to respect but never follow. And he's here, in my dream, real enough to touch. I'm defending God, I say, but my voice sounds weak even to my own ears. I'm defending Islam. I'm doing what's right. Are you? He asks, and there's no anger in his voice, just sorrow, deep, aching sorrow. Or are you doing what you were taught to do without ever asking if it's true? The question hits me like a physical blow. Saul thought he was defending God too, Jesus continues. He hunted my followers, imprisoned them, killed them, all in the name of righteousness. But Saul was blind, Khalid, and so are you. I feel tears on my face. What about Amira? I ask desperately. What about my sister? His expression softens. She's mine. I called her, and she answered. And now she's suffering because you chose fear over love. The words break something inside me. I didn't mean to hurt her, but you did. His voice is still gentle but firm. You chose religion over relationship, law over love, and now she's paying the price for your fear. I fall to my knees. I don't know what's true anymore, I sob. I don't know who you are. I don't know what to believe. Jesus steps forward, through the fire like it's nothing, and kneels beside me. He places his hand on my shoulder, and where he touches, warmth spreads. Not burning, healing. Come to me, Khalid, you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Stop carrying the weight of trying to be perfect. Stop trying to earn love you already have. I'm not asking you to be good enough. I'm asking you to be mine. But my family, my father, Islam. I know what it will cost you, he says, and his eyes hold such compassion it undoes me. I'm not promising ease. I'm promising truth, freedom, life, real life, not the death you've been living. I look up at him, this man I was taught to fear and dismiss, and I see love, pure, unconditional, overwhelming love.
"Do you believe I am who I say I am?" he asks. And in that moment, with his hand on my shoulder and fire all around us and everything I've ever known crumbling, "Yes," I whisper. "Yes, I believe." He smiles, and it's like the sun breaking through clouds. "Then follow me," he says, "no matter where it leads." I wake up gasping. My room is dark, silent. The call to Fajr prayer hasn't sounded yet, but I'm not alone. I can feel him, Jesus, his presence lingering like the echo of that dream. And I know, with a certainty that terrifies and frees me simultaneously, that everything just changed. I sit up, my hands shaking, and I do something I never thought I'd do. I pray to Jesus. "I don't understand all of this," I whisper into the darkness. "I don't know what happens next, but I believe you're real. I believe you're God. I believe you died for me and rose again, and I'm yours. Whatever that means, whatever it costs, I'm yours." Peace floods through me. Not the absence of fear, but something bigger holding the fear. Love. The sun starts to rise outside my window, and I know I can't go back. I can't unknow what I now know. I have to act. I have to save Amira, and I have to follow Jesus, no matter what it costs. My next flight rotation comes 2 weeks later. Atlanta again. But this time, everything is different, because this time, I'm not burning Bibles. I'm looking for a church. The Christian flight attendant, Sarah, her name tag reads, notices me during boarding. She's one of the women whose Bible I burned. She doesn't know that, of course. She just sees a Saudi pilot who keeps glancing at her with an expression I can't quite hide. Halfway through the flight, during a quiet moment in the galley, she approaches me. "Captain Al-Rashid, is everything all right? You seem distracted." I hesitate. Every instinct screams to stay silent, to protect myself. But I can't. "Sarah," I say quietly, making sure no other crew can hear. "Do you know a church in Atlanta? A good church?" Her eyes widen. What? "A church," I repeat, my heart pounding. "Can you recommend one?" She studies my face for a long moment. Then slowly, carefully, she pulls out her phone.
"There's a church near the airport," she says, her voice barely above a whisper. "International congregation, a lot of refugees, immigrants, people from all over. The pastor, he used to be Muslim, from Egypt." My breath catches. "Can you give me the address?" She texts it to me, her hands shaking slightly. "Captain, be careful," she says. "I don't know your story, but I know this isn't safe for you." "I know," I say, "but I have to go anyway." Sunday morning, I'm standing outside a modest building in a strip mall between a laundromat and a taco restaurant. This is it. Faith Community Church. I'm wearing jeans and a plain shirt, Western clothes, trying to blend in. My hands are sweating. My heart is racing. What am I doing? If anyone sees me, if anyone reports this back to Jeddah, if my father finds out. But I think about Jesus, about the dream, about Amira locked away because I was too afraid to question. And I walk through the door. The service has already started. Worship music fills the small space. 40, maybe 50 people, singing in English, Arabic, Farsi, and languages I don't recognize. I slip into the back row and just listen. The presence is overwhelming. Not oppressive like I expected, not demonic like I was taught. Just peaceful, joyful, real. A woman next to me, wearing hijab, which surprises me, leans over and whispers in Arabic. "First time?" I nod, not trusting my voice. She smiles. "Me too. 6 months ago. Welcome, brother." The pastor takes the stage, middle-aged, kind-faced, speaking with a slight Egyptian accent. "Today I want to talk about Saul," he begins, and I nearly fall out of my chair. The man who persecuted Christians, who thought he was serving God by destroying Jesus' followers, until Jesus appeared to him on the Damascus road and asked one question, "Why do you persecute me?" I can barely breathe. Saul became Paul, the pastor continues. The greatest persecutor became the greatest preacher, because Jesus doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. And if he can change Saul, he can change anyone. The message goes on for 30 minutes, but I hear maybe half of it, because I'm weeping. Silently, tears streaming down my face, my shoulders shaking. The woman beside me hands me a tissue without a word. After the service, I approach the pastor. My legs feel like water. "Excuse me, pastor." He turns, and his eyes are immediately kind. "Yes, my friend. I need to talk to someone about Jesus, about everything." He doesn't ask questions, just nods. "Come, let's talk in my office." For 2 hours, I tell him everything. The burning Bibles, the page that survived, the dream, my sister, my father, my fear, my growing conviction that Jesus is real, is God, is calling me. He listens without interruption. When I finish, he's quiet for a moment. Then he says, "Khalid, do you believe Jesus Christ is Lord, that he died for your sins and rose from the dead?" "Yes," I say, and I realize it's the truest thing I've ever said. "Yes, I believe." "Then you're already a Christian," he says gently. "The question is, what do you want to do about it?" "I want to be baptized," I hear myself say. "I want to follow him, fully, publicly, and I want to save my sister." He nods slowly. "The baptism, we can do that today if you'd like. But your sister, Khalid, you're talking about going back to Saudi Arabia and extracting someone from a religious detention facility. That's not just dangerous, it could be impossible." "I know," I say, "but I have to try. She's there because of me. I can't leave her." He's quiet again. Then, "If you go back, you might not come out. Your father will know you've converted. The consequences." "I know," I interrupt, "but Jesus said to take up my cross and follow him. This is my cross." The pastor's eyes fill with tears. "Then let's pray," he says, "and let's get you baptized, because if you're going into the fire, you're going in as Christ's own." That afternoon, I'm baptized in the church's small baptismal pool. 10 people witness it, former Muslims, all of them, men and women who've walked this same terrifying road. As I come up out of the water, I feel it again, that presence, that peace, Jesus, and I know beyond any doubt that I'm his. Now, I just have to go back to Saudi Arabia and face my father. The flight back to Jeddah is the longest of my life because I know what's waiting. I know what I have to do, and I know it might destroy everything. I land at King Abdul Aziz International Airport at midnight. My father is waiting in the arrivals hall again, his face unreadable. "Khalid, come, we need to talk." We drive in silence to the family compound, but this time there are more cars than usual. Extended family, religious leaders. They know. Somehow, they know. We enter the majlis and it's full. My father, my uncles, Sheikh Abdullah, my younger brother Faisal looking at me with something between pity and disgust. And in the corner, barely visible, my mother, her face streaked with tears. My father speaks first, his voice cold. "Ahmed called me, your co-pilot. He said you've been acting strange, secretive. He followed you in Atlanta, saw you enter a church." My heart stops. Ahmed, the same man who helped me burn the Bibles. He betrayed me. "Is it true?" my father demands. "Have you committed Rida? Have you abandoned Islam?" Every eye in the room is on me. I can lie, I can deny, I can say it was research, curiosity, a misunderstanding. I can save myself. But I think about Jesus, about the dream, about the words, "Follow me." and I walk through the door. Sheikh Abdullah rises, his face purple with rage. This is apostasy. The punishment is death. You are murtad, dead to Islam, dead to this family. My father holds up a hand for silence. When he speaks, his voice is deadly quiet. You have 30 seconds to recant, to declare the Shahada, to renounce this blasphemy, or you are no longer my son. I look at him, this man who raised me, taught me, shaped everything I believed. And I say, I cannot deny Jesus. He is the truth. And Baba, you've been teaching lies. Islam is false. Muhammad was a false prophet, and Jesus Christ is the only way to God. My father's face goes white. Then he does something I've never seen. He spits on the floor at my feet. You are dead to me, he says. Dead to this family. Dead to Saudi Arabia. You have 72 hours to leave this country. After that, if you are found here, you will be arrested for apostasy and executed. Do you understand? I understand, but I'm not leaving without Amira. The room goes silent. What? My father whispers. Amira, my sister, your daughter, the one you've locked in a detention center for the same crime I've committed. I'm taking her with me. My uncle laughs harshly. You have no authority, no rights. You're murtad. You're nothing. Then arrest me, I say, pulling out my phone, because I'm about to call the international media and tell them that the family of Imam Hassan al-Rashid is holding a young woman in illegal detention for her religious beliefs. See how that plays internationally. See how that affects your reputation. It's a bluff, mostly, but my father's face tells me it's enough. He knows Saudi Arabia's image abroad is fragile. He knows this could become an international incident. You would destroy your own family? He asked quietly. No, Baba, I say, my voice breaking. You chose it when you chose religion over your children. We stared at each other. Finally, he speaks. Take her. Both of you leave. Never come back. Never contact this family again. You are strangers to us. Kafir. Apostates. May Allah curse you both. My mother sobbed in the corner. My brother won't meet my eyes. I'll have her delivered to the airport tomorrow. You'll have tickets to wherever you're going, and then you're dead to us. Forever. I nod. Tears streaming down my face. I'm sorry it came to this, but I'm not sorry for choosing Jesus. I walk out of that house, out of my family, out of my old life, and into something new. 3 years have passed since that night. 3 years since I walked out of my father's house for the last time. 3 years since I held Amira at the Jeddah airport, both of us crying, both of us free. We live in Atlanta now, the same city where I burned those Bibles, the same city where Jesus found me, and everything is different. I'm no longer Captain Khalid al-Rashid of Saudi Airlines. I work for a small regional carrier now. Less prestige, less money, no more international first-class hotels or luxury layovers. But I'm free. Free to worship Jesus openly. Free to read my Bible in public. Free to go to church every Sunday without fear. Free. Amira lives 2 blocks away from me. She's in seminary now, studying to become a minister to Muslim women. The girl who was locked in a detention center is now training to set others free. God's sense of irony is beautiful. We were baptized together 6 months after we arrived, the same church, the same pool where I was first baptized alone, but this time surrounded by our new family, Pastor Ibrahim, Sarah, the flight attendant, the woman who handed me
tissues my first Sunday, dozens of former Muslims who've walked this same path. When we came up out of that water, we looked at each other and just wept. "We're free! We're finally free," Amira whispered. The transition wasn't easy, going from wealth to modest living, from honor to shame in our community, from family to exile. We lost everything: our names, our inheritance, our citizenship, our family. My mother tried to contact me once, secretly through an encrypted app. She cried and begged me to come back, to recant, to fix this. I told her I loved her, that I was praying for her, but that I could never deny Jesus. She hasn't contacted me since. My father declared us legally dead in Saudi Arabia, erased us from family records, told everyone we died in a car accident abroad. In his eyes, we did die. The old Khalid and Amira, the ones who lived in fear, who performed rituals without relationship, who were trapped in a religion that demanded everything and gave nothing, they're gone, and new creations rose in their place. I volunteer at the church now, leading a ministry for ex-Muslims, men and women who've left Islam and are navigating the impossible journey of rebuilding their lives. Every week I meet people who've lost everything for Jesus. Every week I hear stories that break my heart and fill it at the same time. And every week I distribute Bibles, the same Bibles I once burned. There's a particular irony that I love. I now work with an organization that smuggles Bibles into Saudi Arabia, into the same country that exiled me for reading one. We use pilots, flight attendants, business people, anyone who travels frequently, to carry them in, hidden in luggage, in false-bottomed suitcases, in packages marked as business documents, and I coordinate it. The man who burned Bibles now smuggles them into the kingdom. Saul became Paul. The persecutor became the preacher. Last month, something happened that brought everything full circle. I was leading our Thursday night ex-Muslim support group when my phone buzzed. Unknown number, international. I almost ignored it, but something made me check. The message was in Arabic.
Captain Al-Rashid? This is First Officer Mahmoud. We flew together before you left Saudi Airlines. I need to talk to you. It's urgent. My heart stopped. Mahmoud, I remembered him. Young pilot, zealous Muslim, always critical of the West. I typed back, "I'm here. What's wrong?" The response came immediately. I had a dream, 3 nights in a row. A man in white walking through fire, calling my name, asking why I persecute him. I looked it up, found your testimony video online. Captain, was it Jesus? Did he really appear to you? I had to sit down. My hands were shaking as I typed. Yes, it was Jesus. And yes, he's real. He's calling you, Mahmoud, just like he called me. But I'll lose everything, my job, my family, everything. I know, I lost everything too. But Mahmoud, Jesus is worth it. He's worth more than everything. A long pause. Then, will you help me? I'm crying now, right there in the church basement, surrounded by people who understand exactly what this means. Yes, we'll help you. You're not alone. Tell me what you need. We're working on getting Mahmoud out now. It'll take time, planning, resources, risk, but we're going to do it, because that's what we do. We help people escape the fire. The same fire I once thought I was defending. The same fire Jesus walked through to save me. I think about that night in the Atlanta parking garage a lot. The smell of burning paper, the flames reflecting in the car mirror, the absolute certainty that I was doing the right thing. I was so blind, so convinced I was defending God while actually fighting against him, just like Saul.
But Jesus didn't destroy me for burning his word. He walked through the flames and saved me. He took my hatred and turned it into love, my persecution and turned it into proclamation, my blindness and gave me sight. I burned Bibles. Now I distribute them. I reported my sister. Now I rescue people like her. I thought I was serving God through Islam. Now I know God through Jesus Christ. And everything has changed. The cost is real. I'll never see my family again in this life, never celebrate Eid with them, never hear my mother's voice or see my father's face. I live with that grief every single day. But I also live with joy, the joy of knowing Jesus, really knowing him, not as a distant prophet, but as Lord, Savior, friend, brother. The joy of freedom, real freedom, not the slavery of religious performance, but the liberty of grace. The joy of purpose, helping others find what I found, watching them encounter the same Jesus who encountered me. I was dead. Jesus made me alive. I was blind. He gave me sight. I was a persecutor. He made me a preacher. And if he can change me, the man who burned Bibles, who reported his own sister, who thought Christianity was corruption, he can change anyone. If you're watching this from Saudi Arabia, from any Islamic country, from any place where this message is forbidden, if you've had the dream about the man in white, if you're empty despite doing everything right in Islam, if you're afraid but curious, I want you to know Jesus is real. He's not who they told you he is. He's not a corrupted prophet or a false god or a Western invention. He is God, the Word made flesh, the truth, the life, and he's calling your name. I know what it costs to follow him. I lost my family, my country, my name, my inheritance, everything. But I gained him, and he is worth it, worth every tear, worth every loss, worth every hard moment, because he is life itself. I am the way, the truth, and the life, he said. No one comes to the Father except through me. Not through religion, not through rituals, not through performance, through him. The one who walked through fire to save me, the one who turned my burning into refining, the one who made me new. Call on his name, even if you're terrified, even if you don't understand everything, even if it means losing everything. Call on him. He will answer, just like he answered Saul, just like he answered me, just like he's answering Mahmoud. Jesus rescues those who cry out to him, even from fire, especially from fire, because he's walked through it himself, and he'll walk through it with you. If this testimony has moved you, if you're questioning Islam, if you've had the dream, if you need help leaving, reach out. Comment below. Message us through secure channels. There's a whole network of believers ready to help. You are not alone. And if you want to help testimonies like mine reach people still in darkness, people burning Bibles they don't understand, persecuting Christians they've never met, trapped in a system that promises everything and delivers emptiness, subscribe to this channel. Share this video, especially share it in Arabic, in Urdu, in Farsi, in every language spoken in Muslim-majority countries. You might save someone's life. You might be the reason someone stops burning and starts believing. You might be part of someone's Damascus Road moment. Thank you for listening to my story. May the God who appeared to Saul, who walked through flames to reach me, who calls the lost by name, may he bless you and keep you. May he make his face shine upon you and give you peace. In the matchless, saving, life-transforming name of Jesus Christ. Amen.